Welcome back to the Ultimate Gaming Championship. I'm not even sure. So many people said go there in the space of 2 minutes. I'm really confused as when we're actually going. But of course, it's the final game of Group C, and it's going to be Spartie versus Rapha. Obviously, you're now tuned into the best stream because on the other stream, Tosspot and Sturmy are commentating, but this stream's going to be awesome. So, Jay, what's your opinion on this game? We've got the maps already, DM13, T7, and Hectic. Opinions, please.
The fact that Rapha feels a lot better. I spoke to him earlier. He had some negative XL on some previous setup he had, so he doesn't seem to have that. I think he should be playing really strong. Map choices, I think they're going to be very close across the first two. T7 and DM13 is really up in the air between these two players. You know, Spartie really does know what he's doing on both maps fantastically well, and can make some great decisions that can catch Rapha off guard. So I think Rapha's so far the guy that I'm expecting to finish it with a win, but it's all up to Spartie to see if he can impress or kind of give us a better performance than some of his previous tournaments. But of course, he hasn't been bad, but he just needs to be great to take on Rapha.
And the players are just discussing that they can actually hear us, but only because Rapha said only because I was standing still, which, yeah, obviously you probably can then because you've got no sound. So I think we're about to start this one off. They're saying Rapha's saying his name wrong.
Rapha.
We're not American, so what are you going to do about that one? So I'm ready. Are you ready? Yeah, you're ready. We're always ready. But hopefully down there at the bottom we have Sturmy and Tosspot ready as to go as well. Otherwise, they would have said something. They also now know how to type, I assume, on their keyboard. So we should be getting underway with map number 1. And of course, this match will decide who finishes top of Group C. And we have both of the players ready to go. So let's kick it off then. It's Rapha versus Spartie. Group C, the game of the day, hopefully at least. And right after the start, we see there Spartie taking himself mega health, and he's on his way up towards LG and of course the yellow armor as well. Rapha
he's turned into Rapha now.
Yeah, coming in for some early damage.
Spartie's turned into Rapha.
No, I said Spartie.
Okay.
I said Rapha took the red. Oh, it's a scoreboard bug.
Nah, you got owned again. No worries about it, mate. Spartie takes the first frag, takes red armor. Welcome to stream A.
It was a scoreboard bug.
Yeah, I know, I got you. Sorry, I was trying to.
I feel like an idiot.
No, it's okay, dude.
I'm gonna cry.
Here's a shoulder.
Use it.
Oh, Spartie getting the first frag, and in a real good position now as well. He's going to win this yellow, so he can pretty much get back to red armor. And if he can do so, he'll get himself the red. But he's got to watch out, because I don't think Rapha will be at red, and that's what Spartie's thinking as well. I don't think he thought that Rapha would go there, which he was right. So Spartie really nicely playing those few moments, looking for a kill, but didn't get it, so decided to take the red, and now he's going to set up for Mega. So still doesn't know where Rapha is, and that's a little bit of a problem. But the exchange there, rocket for rocket, Spartie's going to be happy with, because he's the one that can take the Mega.
Yeah, Rapha not going to be able to come anywhere near that one. And Spartie obviously up to almost a full 200 as Faz connects to the server. That's exactly what Rapha said people shouldn't have done earlier on, but I guess that happened anyway. I have Spartie, of course, trying to just control this middle area of the map. He knows that that red armor is coming up soon. He's just ready to hit there onto Rapha. But I think he'll be able to back away down in towards that red armor area here in just a second.
Yeah, he's got to watch out, though, getting out of here, because Rapha does know the time of Mega, so Rapha's going to be spamming rockets trying to delay him. He probably won't commit to it, but I think he was there and actually rocket jumped off, so I had to rocket jump up even. So Rapha's playing a very, very close game to Spartie in terms of he's, not scared to kind of put himself in these situations. And Spartie also knows that he's not able to get any kills on Rapha at the items, because if Rapha hasn't got enough, he won't be there. So you can see Rapha constantly looking for advantage points, and he's stealing away, the red armor there. That's a big play by him, and it does bring him really even. Now, if we check the stack, yeah, this actually could be in favor of Rapha as he hits a couple of good rockets, and he should be able to pick this one up. Lucky that Spartie pushed him away, and Rapha didn't land much more damage, and that's going to be a kill for Spartie. So, had Rapha have stayed in close quarters, I think he would have got that kill.
Yeah, I mean, it allowed Spartie to back away, get that mega health, and from that point onwards, then of course he decided, yeah, I'm going to go aggressive straight out of that mega health area. It's going to give him a red armor as well. So Spartie definitely looking in a great position. 2 frags in the lead, with still 7 minutes on the clock.
And the other thing we've got to think of as well, that maybe Rapha thought Spartie took the mega when he came down from the platform.
Yeah.
And that's why he backed outside the room instead of staying in. Had he have known it wasn't taken, I think if he stayed in the room, he would have got the kill. So maybe slightly off timing or didn't hear what he thought he may have heard. But either way, Spartie's got a 2-0 lead, or a 2-point lead. And Rapha's just looking to put down some damage, but that's going to bring him close to even. Just checking over with Rapha. He's got more, but he's not going to have it now because he's out of position for all the items apart from red, and that's really going to hurt him. So Spartie should take this yellow, and then if he gets middle, he should be able to control it. I expect he's going to jump over this and go for it. Nope, decided not to after the 3 rocket spams. So he's going to concentrate on mega. Pretty good choice, but I think he could have won center fight, and this is probably going to hurt him, yeah. Now Rapha's going to win back the map.
Oh, and some great LG action there as well from Rapha, and that'll force Spartie right out of the play. And it looks like Rapha's even going to chase down Spartie into just 3 HP. He's still somehow alive. Rapha started to chase. It wasn't exactly the most fluid of moves from Rapha in the end, but it got the job done. He got the kill. And he brings us back to a just 1-0 scoreline. And he's got Spartie trapped here, but he has to be careful of that plasma. He knows how much damage it can do to him. And the right decision, I think, just doing it burst by burst. And trying to use the elevation of that area where he was stood.
Spawn. Yeah, he got a lucky spawn. He actually spawned behind red. So that's not bad, even though he dies as Rapha takes a lead, because there's no real big items up on the map. Rapha should rocket jump up, which he's going to. Cover the LG. Nicely done by Spartie to get out, but still, he's given away both the yellows, so it's only the red for playful for Spartie, but he's got no guns to do so, so Rapha will probably control this.
Yeah, and there was Spartie. And Rapha brings the score quickly to a 3-1. And he should be able to chase Spartie down. He needs to be careful, that he doesn't let Spartie kind of do a big circle around him and then drop into that into that red armor pit. Didn't happen. We're going to see Rapha try and take the middle area of the map on that top tier, and cleverly just deciding to deny that yellow armor before he went over to the mega. Doesn't want to leave anything up on the map at the minute for Spartie to get a hold of.
Yeah, and now Spartie's in problems because he's really only going to be able to do damage with the rocket launcher versus Rapha. He can't exchange LG versus LG just because of the stack so big. So he's lucky in the way that Rapha took quite a long time to get center, so Spartie could make something happen, but he's actually playing super defensive Spartie here, even though red armor's been up for a while, just because he only has 50 armor. So I think he's just got to hang around, keep the scoreline, with a 2-point difference, get at least 2 yellows, and then maybe he can make something happen. Otherwise, he's going to get, destroyed. So let's see if he can get the yellows, because that's his first job.
He's done a decent job, in all fairness, of just putting out some damage there. The rockets that were spammed down towards a mega health area, the last blast of LG that came. And he didn't lose any of the armor of his own. Rapha just holding this middle map area, wants to get that red armor well and truly under control.
Yeah, and he still shouldn't attack here. Spartie should get a time on mega if he can. He could be above it, which Rapha will be aware of. But yeah, Spartie's shown himself to be center map, which is good for him because he's decided that, okay, I need a couple more yellows. And he's definitely got one of them. Now he's got 2. So there's only 90 points of difference between these 2 players now. So Spartie can make something happen. That's exactly what he tries to do.
Yeah, and we've got the rockets coming in from above already. Rapha will try to drop down, and red was so close to being forced away off that platform. Direct. And that's a good rocket. And yeah, Spartie's still hanging around there. Rapha on 110, 110. In comes Spartie. Very aggressive move. And, well, Rapha knocked down to just 23 HP. Spartie a lot healthier. And that could be the chance that Spartie's been looking for. He's got just less than 3 minutes to get back in on this map. And there is Rapha up above. Red armor, of course, will be spammed up. Spartie's got no rockets, so he can't take an easy rocket jump out of this situation. It won't matter to him too much in the end of it all.
Yeah, he's a bit worried about going up the pad as well, just in case Rapha was up there. But he does want to go up and get the yellow, but now he knows it's not available. So he's going to be in a tough time because he can't get rockets again, and he has to go for red, but to get out of red, you know, without the rockets, without a way to kind of fight back or rocket jump out, you could take a lot of damage, and that's what Rapha's hoping for, especially with Mega up now. Yeah, I think Rapha's won that situation pretty well. And I don't expect Rapha to really want to fight Spartie from this situation on. I think he's going to try and keep it a 3-1 scoreline.
Oh, but they've met close range here, and Rapha's going to have a little bit of a problem. Yeah, Spartie just reaches back, trying to get those rockets in control, and of course Rapha just stayed down low. Will actually move through as Spartie picks up that red armor and comes through the teleporter, and Spartie just trying desperately to get tabs on his opponent, but in the end still not quite working out. He's got 140 to come in.
He's got Mega Time, Spartie. He won it last time, and I think he can get it again. Just needs to cross nice and safely, which he's done. Definitely will pick it up, and he can get red as well, but once again out of rocket. So Rapha, you can see, always looking for positioning here. He's constantly looking for to be somewhere where his opponent can't do damage to him without coming through his rocket. So it's all about defensive rockets here from here on in for Rapha. And just going up this jump pad, I think Rapha's going to hear it, and I think he's going to be at the top. You know, well, he's backed away now, so that's good for him, just not even wanting to take that fight. But either way, you know, he's always got an exit plan, and it's going to be so hard for Spartie to lock down the next kill. And this is his last, this has to be his last big item before he goes for a chase. I mean, he can get Mega now as well, but he's losing a lot of time.
Well, we've got 1 minute to go. Still, it's 2 frags that Spartie is trailing. That's Rapha's position. Spartie trying to outsmart his opponent. Here he comes. He's going to have to try and push through this one, I think. And decides against it in the end. And I guess Rapha might have even gone back to his original position. No, he's playing around. That's a great direct rocket. It's going to be a dangerous push, but he's got to do it anyway. Can he land the kill? No, he can't. What does Rapha have left? He has nothing, basically. And he gets away from that one just by the skin of his teeth with 20 seconds still to go. Let's take a look at Spartie again and figure out where he is. He's coming. And he's heard Rapha just backing away. And that's probably going to be too late. There is Rapha, and of course Spartie tries his best to go through. Rapha will finish it off. It is a 4-1 scoreline here on map number 1. Well played, says Spartie, and Rapha will go 1-0 in the lead.
Yeah, no, impressed by Rapha to play those cards. You know, that's really what he can do versus, you know, sorry, I keep saying, you know, but versus really strong opponents is make sure he's in a position, a constant position to have advantage over you. If you want to get to him, you've got to go through hell, you know, to make those shots. And I was surprised he wasn't positioned at the time when Spartie came from Mega to actually spam the door, because that's why he won another situation in that game. You saw Spartie didn't want to jump over the 3 rockets that came through, and so missed his chance to win position on the map, with which he would have won the fight if he got a clean jump over a rocket, and then he would have, you know, taken control. But just because he didn't want to go, Rapha's position won him all the items, and actually that's where his comeback came from. So just by not jumping into the center over those rockets, technically lost Spartie the game. That was the turning point. After that, it was all Rapha, and then Rapha was like, now it's my turn to turn on the brakes, and he did. And it's really hard to get a win off Rapha when he's got, you know, more frags than you going into the last, you know, 2 minutes. So I think Spartie, if he knew he had a slightly more bigger advantage and made that play, I think he could have won the map. Definitely.
Well, everyone, all the streams saying they're ready. Faz saying he's ready, which is obviously the most important thing for this game.
Yep.
As long as Faz is ready, then everyone else should be. And we're going to kick off map number 2, which is going to be Tawny 7.
Prepare to fight.
Faz is just talking about pizza to Spartie before this one. Always a good frame of mind to put him in. So here we go then. It's map number 2, Rapha versus Spartie. The fight for supremacy here in Group C. And we're off with the spawn on Spartie.
And I think this could be a different story just because of the railgun and how good Spartie is at using it. And of course, we're with Rapha right now.
Here we are. That's really, it really gets to me that. I always look in the top left to see which bar it's on, but id Software, please fix it so I don't like a tit anymore. Thank you very much.
Your friend, Joseph.
So there's another yellow armor for Rapha. I'm just going to switch around quickly like that. Actually, it doesn't change in the top left until someone gets a kill, right? Mm-hmm. Nice. Spartie 180, 170. He's going to drop down to seal off this red armor, and of course Rapha not going to hang around for anything there. But Spartie decides to go for the shot rather than just wait.
It could be a nice move if he took a fight in Mega, did a lot of damage and could back away to that item, but I think he wants to offset it, but I'm not really sure about the timings and how that's going to affect Rapha's game, because Rapha has a decent amount of armor if we can check over with him, so he's not really concerned about the red armor or denying it, because he's done no damage to his opponent, so he's just going to look for position to make sure that he can get in a better position than Spartie for the next Mega, because that's what Rapha needs and what he wants to deny, and just by being here early, he's setting up his defense. He's making sure he can get a hear or sight on Spartie and do something about it. And that's exactly what's going to happen. But maybe playing this one defensive as well, as he was looking for a railgun shot. He's now missed the opportunity for it. So he's still playing with just what he's got. But he was in a good position to actually do some damage on Spartie when he came in. But either way, it's not all about doing damage on the items. Off the items works as well. But wow. Rapha could find himself in a problem here. Spartie let him get away with that one really easily.
Yeah, going through the teleport. I'm not sure if that was the best idea, but Spartie will actually hit the rail as Rapha starts to work his way in.
Yeah, definitely working his way in. I think Rapha's in a better position now, especially for Mega as well.
Just that one exchange of positions, which actually looked worse for Rapha right in the very beginning. But Spartie still manages to get himself a Mega health pickup. But his armor is definitely struggling at this stage. Red armor collected by Rapha. Let's move over to Rapha. And yeah, he's playing it slow and smart. And they're going to meet here as actually we see Rapha pop around the corner. LG blazing. Spartie will drop down through that chute in the left-hand corner. And Rapha misses his final rocket quite heavily. But he pushes in and he will get the kill to go into the lead.
If you just check the aim on Rapha as well, like his LG 30%, he hasn't even hit a rail yet. So he really hasn't come alive with his aim in this map. And I'm surprised that some of the LG he missed in that previous fight. But he still did pick up the win. On the other side, Spartie as well, not great LG, but has at least hit some railgun shots.
Yeah.
And once again, we're back at a very even game between these two players. And actually, Spartie getting a nice lot of shots, and that's going to give him the advantage. Rapha might drop down for a railgun and go through the teleporter, but he's got to be concerned about letting Spartie have a clean red and also a clean Mega, because once again, he's going to play on the back foot. And he played on the back foot last time and got the frag, but it was close.
Yeah, and we're going to have this Mega up in just 1 second time. We do see Rapha manage to get the... why is he so late? I don't understand, really. Maybe he needed himself a railgun, which... Yeah. There he is from underneath. We'll connect with that one. There's two in a row. Impressive for Spartie. And that will free him up the red armor. Obviously that yellow not offering him so much, but he wants to keep it away from Rapha.
I don't think he's going to find Rapha at Mega. He's going to look. This is really clever of Spartie, just to kind of check all the areas that you could be camping to do damage outside of Mega before you walk in. So he's now figured out he's probably on the floor, if anywhere. But of course, hitting those two rails, he means that he wasn't on Mega. So he knew he was going to get it after just checking the outside. So nice play from Spartie. Rapha once again playing very defensive and holding on to a small lead of one frag, but I see Spartie, if he keeps playing this game and keeps his smarts, he should pull back the next frag.
Seeing Rapha's control unwavering at the moment. As you said, if things continue, it's maybe only a matter of time. That was a very strong rocket from Rapha, and it's going to give him the Mega health. Of course, he did take one, make that two rails as he dropped down from that Mega platform. And in the end, he's denied it from Spartie, but it didn't really offer him much.
Yeah, Spartie's really smart. I'm going to call him Smarty. Then. Yeah, but no, he's really smart. Like he knows what Rapha's looking to do to him constantly, but at the same time, not falling for Rapha's tricks or positioning doesn't necessarily get you the frags, but it doesn't get you fragged. So that's why Spartie's not now dying. So he's playing very careful, but getting the frags off someone who plays like that is a whole nother story. So I am interested to see when he's going to have to turn on the pressure, because we haven't seen Rapha make a mistake. So Spartie needs to kind of put a little bit of avec aggression in there, or just outsmart him one way or another. He's going to have to break this positioning that Rapha's holding so strong, because he's all about the positioning from now on. Well, has been, sorry, it does seem. Yeah, you can see, yeah, he's up there, so you can't attack him.
And that's really a great defensive position on this map.
Yep, and then this is nice because you can hit some railgun shots, but if you get hit, it's like much worse. Nice.
Oh, what a rocket from Spartie. And surely Rapha's going to be under a lot of pressure now, especially as that rail just connects. Jump made over by Spartie, yeah, and Rapha has now moved away.
Get to the red.
Camping out for this red armor, where is Spartie? He's moving in from the yellow armor side. And no surprises that Rapha does the damage from above and then leaves that room. He's now in a very, very dangerous position as Spartie comes in, tries to the air rocket, which misses, but he's got the height advantage. Rockets coming in, and the LG will finish. We're tied up with 3 minutes 17 left on the clock. Really Rapha 1, Spartie 1.
Yeah, he really earned that as well. He had to work so hard for that one frag. So, but that, you know, he's not got to lax off yet. Nothing comes easy in Quake Live at this caliber of play. As he wins himself a red, hopefully he's going to get himself his mega as well, which he's been there for. But now Rapha can put on some pressure. He does want to exchange damage. It's okay if Rapha dies here as long as he does a lot, but he's even going to get away with his life. So this could be interesting for the next RA fight. Rapha going to leave the room. I think he's a lot hurt, more hurt than Spartie, but if he gets the yellow, he can play. Doesn't hit the shot, but of course, we've seen Rapha put it into overtime just to get the advantage, which he's done a few times, and I think it might be the similar story here. Because I don't think the next, you know, I don't think he wants to push aggressive now and risk losing a frag. So I don't think he's going to fight with less health and armor. It's just going to be like a shot, you know, do some damage, move, do some damage, move, and just build up and build up. Because if you lose a frag here, last 2 minutes, could be impossible versus these players.
Perfect use of sound there as well for Rapha, and it will actually give him a red armor pickup, and that's something that Spartie might not be able to afford. Just judging by how amazingly defensive this is being played by Rapha. Let's switch back to the American and see what he can do from this area. Yeah,
we're on Spartie now.
We're on Spartie. Now we're on Rapha. Because they're tied up again, and I keep looking at the top left. I'm going to change my system. Here we go. Again, rails exchange. Rapha having to deal more with that 50 plus some more health, and there is Spartie.
Yeah, no one has an advantage over each other, but especially not with the yellows spawning soon, so it's more about the red. Rapha could be looking for a rail from here, but if he hits a lucky rocket or hits a good rocket, he'll do some damage, but that's risky. Spartie took the big item, and Rapha's really hurting now. He's got to play very, very carefully. And he's playing this one nicely, and I think he can still defend himself. I don't think Spartie's going to go for him with mega spawning. So, but Rapha's really on the back foot in the last minute. This is Spartie's time to secure this win and not let it go into overtime.
Yeah, Spartie knows it, as does Rapha. You could see there, he saw him go through the teleport, decided, no, I'm not going to go for that rail shot. It's too risky, but there's Spartie in from behind. Rapha had no idea where Spartie was, and what a surprise attack from the Swede. Really, Rapha just didn't know what hit him at that stage, and there's another one back for Spartie, and it looks like we will be going into a third map. Unless something crazy happens from Rapha, but I can't see Spartie giving it up at this stage of the game with 30 seconds still remaining. He'll get over onto that red armor, gets himself another kill. But and that is going to be it.
Mistakes from Rapha, I mean, you play a really defensive game and then you put yourself in a bad position on red armor pickup. You know, it's like it's an item that you haven't had to play with on the defense, but you kind of you go for it and then you get destroyed. I'm wondering why he decided to, you know, jump towards that red. So questionable decision there from Rapha, but really nicely played from Spartie. I'll be interesting to see the next map and how that one works out.
3, 2, 1.
So here we go then, it's Rapha versus Spartie, third and final map of this Group C encounter, and what a nice little start there for Spartie as he manages to get the kill and get the red armor and get the mega
away
health.
from Portal. Yeah, it was really nice work. That little tiny bit of LG wins him all the major items on here. Only not got the railgun yet, and he's working his way towards that. And if we check Rapha's, you know, item list, rocket rail can work with it. That's short, but really Spartie should be able to capitalize and get the first. Oh, sorry, second frag, as he's already got the first. As I die.
Got Spartie at 180 HP. Yeah, we're back just a minute as he tries to fix whatever seems to be killing him at this stage of the game. We are 1 minute into it, of course. Spartie taking the high ground at the moment. Got no armor to write home about, but that yellow armor is available. And he will, of course, take it. Let's switch over to Rapha. Also no armor to write about at this stage, but that red armor is there. And Spartie's let Rapha get into a position where he can maybe get some shots off, especially with this railgun. And as Rapha backs away, that will, of course, give Spartie the advantage. Moving up, good burst of LG. Rocket will actually miss, as will the rail. And Rapha really struggling to connect with these crucial shots. I mean, he's on 50% railgun, but certainly the ones that have been important are not the ones that have really connected for him. Gets himself a few more rockets. Red armor is on its spawn point. Spartie picks it up nicely. 8 minutes still to go in this. Nice spam rockets by Rapha. And yellow armor is actually there. Yeah, I can say we'll see Rapha just back away from that one as he tries to come back towards red armor, though. Does get clipped with that railgun. Mega is on its platform. Yeah, Spartie already taken the time to drop through and get that one. He's in time, of course, for this red armor. Will we see Rapha make the jump for it? It almost looked like he wanted to. Spartie will get over, but Rapha will stay alive. The scoreline remains 2-0. Health picked up by Spartie. Rapha going at it with that railgun. Spartie from underneath trying to do that splash damage with the rockets. And Rapha is still 2-0 behind. Welcome back.
Hey, thanks.
Oh, nice rail again from Spartie. And Rapha is really having to pick up every little bit of health and armor that he can on the map. Of course, that green offer him an extra 25. The shards that are scattered around, every tiny bit is keeping him alive at this stage of the map. And here we go, a push from Spartie. That will give him a 3-0 lead. Decides not to extend himself towards that yellow armor, which, good idea, I think. Will give him the Mega still for free. Ooh, but rail from behind.
That's a really nice roll. And that's a fantastic set of rockets as well. And Rapha's actually won himself back red armor if he makes the jump to it. Actually looked like he rocketed there. But still, Spartie hits a nice shot. So these guys are going to be very even, and this definitely is the time that Rapha can bring back a frag. If we switch over to Rapha, we can see exactly how much of an advantage he has. It's not too much, but it is enough. Just got to be careful he doesn't get riled getting the yellow. And he's picked it up nicely. And he should have a rough idea that Mega's spawning as well when he saw after he gave away the frag last time.
That was a nice cheeky bit of positioning from Spartie, but his rocket, well,
killed him
against the wall. It's never going to be good for you. But there, look at that, right off the spawn, super aggression from the Swede. But Rapha's like, well, I'm not too bothered. I'm just going to hold this middle ground. You're not going to be able to do all that much. Yellow's not up yet, but Spartie will get it as soon as it comes up onto the map. 3 seconds to red armor. Rapha in position already. Spartie looking for the shots off onto that item, which he won't actually claim. And Rapha just 2 points behind with 5 minutes 45. There's still such a long way to go in this map.
Yeah, he's going to have a real tough time though now. So Spartie's got to make a decision. Does he kind of play, you know, these small trade-offs, you know, little cheeky shots here and there? Does he play a little bit more aggressive? Because I don't think defensive is going to work. So Rapha probably feels that the next frag's coming his way if he can secure this red armor, which is exactly why Spartie wants to challenge, and he's done nicely so. And that's a really good railgun shot, and there's a second, and that's insane. And I think Rapha knew if he got that red, that was really his time to shine. So well played for Spartie, just not letting him have it. Definitely deserved the frag, and there's another one, 4-0. Insane decision making there by Spartie. So clever, but also Rapha maybe not aware of the, you know, Spartie would have risked, you know, his life to get that red, which is exactly what he did.
Well, Rapha's down there and he's in a position to risk his life for the mega health. As he comes through, the LG will be blazing already from Spartie, but Rapha does dive through the teleporter in just enough time. Yeah, that was a great rocket from Rapha.
Yeah, but this yellow is really going to give Rapha the advantage. Just got to make sure that he gets out of here and doesn't take a rail. And he's very wary of Rapha will want to put down some damage as he's had a sight on the center of the map for a while. Spartie just heard Rapha pick something up. There he is. And that's the railgun shot. But still, Spartie's exchange with the rocket was way better, and there's a rail to combo. So looking real tough now for Rapha to come back in this one after he loses another frag.
Rail after rail after rail from Spartie, and he gets a nice little spawn frag for his trouble. And 6 frags in 4 minutes, definitely doable, but Rapha knows that this is slipping away from him slowly but surely. I mean, losing this game, it's not the end of the world. It's definitely not the end of his tournament, of course. It just means that he'd finish second and will then face one of the higher seed players, which so far is Strength and Cypher.
Yep. Well, Rapha said he'd love to play Cypher again. So I asked him who he would like to play if he could play someone in the finals, but maybe he's going to meet him before the finals here. And 7-0 could be pretty conclusive on this map. Let's not write it off just yet with 3 minutes 30 to go.
There you go, push down once again from Spartie, and a kill once again from Spartie. Red armor picked up, still 10 seconds or so for that yellow armor, but it's just denying the rail as well from Rapha. He knows that on this map, that railgun, if he can control the items, the rail is really the only way in for Rapha.
Yeah, it's very hard to win back on rockets because you don't often get like a position above your opponent with a rocket launcher that is so effective when you're out of control, as opposed to a lot of other maps.
And there goes the jump over. Spartie actually pretty much surrendering that red armor up. Oh, and he was so close to being air rocketed. I'm not quite sure how that didn't connect onto Spartie, in all fairness, but here comes the push once again. The Swede moving straight around, and it will be another rail to finish. And hitting a 41% railgun, 35% LG, and 23% rocket. Well, in a sec, just have a look over at Rapha.
And really nice play from Spartie, just rushing that railgun area to make sure he, could do some damage onto the 50 health bubble, which he knew his opponent needed. Just playing really smart all game. But definitely a map that I think does favour Spartie a little bit, but we can see that he has been playing, I think, better since the patch. And Rapha said maybe it wasn't going to be so apparent, but personally I think, yeah, it's definitely Spartie is, playing above his average, yeah.
Yeah.
Or he's, upped his game. Great shot.
It's nice to see Spartie like this. I mean, I've seen in the last maybe 6 months, he's been the one that's fighting actually to get qualified for tournaments and to stay in at the vital stages. Not really having so much success, right? Tournament after tournament. But now he seems to be picking that up a bit, and he's looking great.
I just think his aim style and his movement, is very flicky, and he's really like high adrenaline play, you would call it, when you're in someone's face and you're making these shots. But I just think the extra, just a little bit easier to hit. Makes him able to pull off what his style would, the hits that he needs to do to make his style possible. Because it is a little bit more reckless than anyone else, I personally think, in the pro scene, more than Cypher. So, but Cypher doesn't need, a huge amount of aim to pull off his style. But I definitely think Spartie, similar to Kilson, needs that, really good aim.
Yeah.
But I think Spartie's style is a little bit more solid than Kilson's. Smarter maybe, in my opinion. Kilson is very just aim heavy when he gets going, and then he just will constantly hit you with the rails, and that's exactly what Spartie's doing here. 50% railgun, and that's what I mean. If you're playing this way, I mean, not even world champion Rapha's going to have a chance versus you. 17-1
world champion.
Huh? Back to back.
Back to back. Yeah, and Rapha really has had an incredibly tough time of this game, or this map at least. And obviously it's 17-1, just 9 seconds remaining in the game. This one is going to be going the way of the Swede. He can be definitely proud of his performance here against Rapha, and it will end 17-1. And Spartie will take the best of 3, 2-1 in the in the overall picture. So, well, just a great performance from Spartie. He will top Group C. Obviously, Group D is the next that we'll be seeing in action. And this is Spartie. Very happy with that result.
Yeah, he's come to a few lands, actually. And he's, not got top of the group ever. And he's, did IEM he make top group? Yeah, he did, got top group there. But like,
beat Rapha there as well.
Yeah, but then he kind of drops off. So if he can keep a stable land form which I think the patch is going to help him do. I think he's,
Yeah.
he's shooting for the finals just like, Cypher is, and still Rapha as well, because it could have gone either way, especially T7.
Yeah. And, it will be best double elimination as well, so that might change how Spartie kind of performs, because usually, he goes into brackets, that's when he slows down, and then he's out if he loses. Whereas if he gets that other chance, maybe he can get going again on another day. But either way, it will be Spartie who goes through in the top of the group.